What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Over the next few months, I will be providing almost weekly updates to the flexible combat system with new exciting features. The release of these features varying upon the speed that Epic Games can update the system on Fab and how big the feature to add in is. The features being added over the next couple of months can be seen on screen now. So, without further ado, hit stop. A quick note, if you need any further information on this after the video, you already know there is an entire block of documented information inside the Flexible Combat System documentation document, which can be found on Discord. Okay, hit stop is the process of slowing down your attacks when attacking an enemy to simulate a more realistic swing as the weapon or arrow goes through the enemy. We also have a nice little flash effect, which can easily be turned off. This is applied to melee and ranged arrow attacks. And with that said, let's go into how you can add this into your existing project. First, you need to update the system on Epic Games Marketplace and create a project, as we need some of the updated files. To do this, go on to Fab, click Update on the asset, and create a project. When that is done, we then need to open up the file explorer of both our old project. We'll open this up and put it on the right, and the newly created project we made just now with the file explorer on the left. Now, what we're going to do is copy some files over. I'll do an example, and then I'll put the rest of the copies on the screen for you to do. So, for our example, let's navigate to the Flexible Combat System content folder, and we're going to copy over the curves folder. So right click the folder or Control C, then let's go over to our working project. In the Flexible Combat System content folder, we are going to paste this in. It's as easy as that. Okay, I will now leave the file path and the items that need copying on the screen now, so pause the video and copy the files over. Now let's open up our old project, the project you've been working on. Let's go into Structs, General, Equipment, and open the Equipment Info struct. Click Add, set the variable as hitStopInfo with the name hitStopInfo. When you do this, next time you play your project, you might have some compile errors, but don't stress, just open up the blueprints, compile them, and they will work great. For starters, all your melee weapons should have a setup like this, as you can see on the left. And all your ranged arrows should be looking something like this. So set these up with this data, you can change them later. I'll leave the information on what each variable does on the screen now, but check out the documentation for a full run through of changing these. Okay, now we're going to hop into the BP player character, and we're going to add the hit component to the component list. When that's done, we're going to do the same for the AI parent, so hop into Blueprints, AI parent, and add the hit component to this as well. The way we set up components was that we added them at runtime to be more efficient, so feel free to do the same for this component, but for now, we're just going to add it on directly. Now, let's hop into Blueprints, Components, then into the Taking Damage component. FYI, if you haven't made any changes to these components, you can just copy and replace them like we did in the File Explorer. When it's open, hop into the Store Components function. Off the blue actor line, we're going to pull off and bring in a Find Component by Interface node, and then select Hit Stop for the interface. Then, off the output, we're going to promote to variable and call it Hit Stop Component. Next, on the primary page, in the Pass Damage info, we're going to create a new input called hitStopInfo as type hitStopInfo. Pull off this and promote to variable called hitStopInfo and connect it into the line. Next, you can either open the updated FCS project and copy paste these nodes in, or just create them. It's an event called hitStop with an actor and a hitStopInfo as the inputs. Then a hitStop component variable is validRef, and then we're calling the notify received hit. Just replicate these nodes seen on screen. Now let's go into our physical hit graph. We're going to call the hit stop at the end of our line. Plug the attacking actor input into the hit causer, and off the hit stop event, pull the hit stop info variable onto our event to create a new input. Then bring in our newly created hit stop info variable and connect this into the calling of the event. Now we need to do this for each damage type graph apart from polymorph. Just go into each one and do exactly what we just did. The hit stop needs to be called before any delays, as some of the graphs have these, so make sure you're calling it before the delay. If you're confused, just call the event at the start of the line. Pause the video now and do this. Now let's go into our content folder and into our weapon collision component. Off our pass damage info event, pull off the hit stop info, and let's promote this to a variable called hit stop info. Then at the top of the component, let's stop the hit stop info variable and add it into the line. Then connect the input into the pass weapon info output. Now off our stop attack event, at the end of the line, either copy paste or recreate these nodes. When that's done, let's go back into our content folder, blueprints, items, pick up items, and into the BP weapon parent. All we're going to do here is connect our hit stop info into the pass weapon info event call. And last thing, let's go back into our content folder, blueprints, components, and into the arrow component. Hop into the setup arrow variables function, and at the end of the line, bring in our arrow info, break it, break the equipment info, and pull off the hit stop info and promote to variable. Then let's hop into our apply hit damage function, bring in our newly created variable and plug it into the pass damage info hit stop input. Then go back into our apply burst damage, bring in our hit stop info variable and connect it into the pass damage info again. And that, my friends, is all you need to do. Thank you very much for watching and supporting the project. Stay tuned for more incredible updates. Keep being awesome and a great member of the community. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Peace!